Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for game two. We're having a vengeance match of sorts here from 2 weeks ago. We have option 12 versus Meow, option lives versus Meow, because we have team members from both option 12 and 9 lives on this option 12 team. Once again, my name is Kenos, joined still by Arcane Soda. So, after game one, do we think that Meow's still got in them, or do you think that they kind of took it away from Sick Nasty Throws?
Given the flow of the game, I'm really hoping they're able to play a more consistent game because if option 12 holds up to what they've held up to in the LCUS, they're going to be a very consistent and kind of strategic team, very methodical. So I don't know if being super scrappy is going to work out as well for them against a team that could be more known for being more disciplined.
Yeah, we did see option 12 win two games in this King of the Hill series 2 weeks ago. They beat out Sick Nasty Throws and they beat out Meow before being finally stopped by Propane. So we will see if Meow is able to hold on to it. Obviously, they will be down a ban, and any sort of secret sauce they had with things like the Mordekaiser. Do you think the Mordekaiser is going to get banned, or do you think he's going to stick around?
I don't know if it'll even be played again. Um, it did a lot of damage, but it also eventually became kind of irrelevant. It couldn't kill the
Right. I mean, especially
AD carry, so
right. Yeah. I mean, especially because Mordekaiser was on the the other team. But with the Scion being pulled out, I thought that Mordekaiser did well against Scion. So I would be interested to see if option 12 is also thinking possibly Mordekaiser countering Scion route. Um, but we will see what happens here. I am specifically waiting a moment before we head into Champ Select to make sure it loads properly this time. And it does. We get the Yumi ban, the Vigar ban. Very predictable. Prowler getting his Yi banned early on here.
right. And now we're gonna see Meow losing a ban for this because they are the reigning kings, correct?
Exactly. Assuming they remember the rules. Um, we do see the Morgana ban against Ashway. A lot of very easy,
Obligatory
right,
bans.
easy, predictable bans coming out of Meow. And we have two of the, well, actually, we have all three bans of things that option 12 both fears and expects coming out of Meow here. So we'll see what happens. I don't know if Ari necessarily deserved the ban there. Did do a good job though. No shade on Gregosaurus for that.
Nico first pick.
What a world.
I'm assuming that's going to Greatbeard to Odin, but at the same time, Brandana does play a significant portion of it, and I wouldn't put it past Jeff to pull out.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Excited to see what Ashway decides to go with here. Obviously losing her favorite support, but other options available. Looks as though that Scion will get picked up again for Envy. So like I said, I mean, I thought Mordekaiser did a great job against him and just in general in that game one. But we'll see what Great Pivot decides to go with. Obviously, Scion is one of his favorite characters.
Nocturne picked here. Not sure if it's supposed to be a pseudo ban just to steal it away from Prowler, or if Eliza Bear actually plays it a lot. Either way, it is a very solid pick.
I am actually
So excited to see
I'm
this.
scared of seeing how Elizabeth handles Nocturne, but the other direction. Considering how aggressive she was with Warwick, the fact that now we're having a Nocturne come out, I'm hoping she gets a little more game sense.
It's a very interesting pick to think about, referring to how she played last game, because it could go one of two ways. One, it could be a destructive monster and be absolutely terrifying to play against, or two, it could just be basically flying into int.
Uh huh. We do have the Gnar pickup. Very interested to see I'm guessing this is going to be Odin using it. Obviously, since he plays so much Scion, he knows what can work well against it. And Gnar has had his moments against Scion, to say the least.
Gnar's mobility is pretty good into the matchup, but the passive on his W, I believe, does a very significant chunk of damage to the Scion, so should be a pretty good matchup for him.
I'm also, we did see a little bit of a shuffle there on Gregosaurus. Disappointed he did not pick the brand like he was hovering, but instead going for the Malzahar, everyone's favorite character.
I would have been more interested in seeing the Galio, especially with the Nocturne and the Scion. You just get the full engage and follow up CC, and it's just a disgusting combo to try to deal with.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think that would have been very interesting to see. And we will just have to see if they can make up for it in other ways. We do have the Vayne ban here to try to close out the bot lane. Assuming the Lux is support here.
That's what I would bet on myself.
But that also then means that they're assuming the Nico is not an ADC. So we'll see what happens.
With the Gnar pick, I'd assume that the Nico would not be going to the ADC and instead to Brandana, since it's something he's more known for.
Ooh, a Vel'Koz ban. Very interesting. Scared of support Vel'Koz because Hohenheim can't use the Veigar. Could be support Malzahar.
It could be.
Guess we'll see what happens. Jinx again for LNZ. Surprised they didn't ban the Jinx. I mean,
Did perform pretty well on it, so
yeah.
it's definitely going to demand some respect.
Yeah, I mean, not only did he play well on it, but he was behind for almost the entire game, and then he just did Jinx things toward the end because he got enough
Actually,
money.
he was ahead the whole game.
Well, he was ahead, but I mean, in terms of fight presence, he really wasn't there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he farmed very well.
He didn't need to be. His team was just scrapping it up for him. Veigar carried lane, and then he carried game.
All right, so we have Caitlyn locked in here for Jeff, possibly a Karthus pick. Yeah, Lux going bot for Ashaway would not be too surprising.
Karthus jungle definitely seen a lot less more recently in recent patches with the re-rise of other tank jungles like the Sejuani and the Skarner and
Moo.
Amumu and even Trundle. But Prowler definitely known for being one of the few to actually play Karthus jungle in the LCUS. So interesting to see how it works out for them.
Reminder, I believe Zilean was banned last game, but has now gotten through this game. So we'll see how that goes.
Probably going to pose less of a threat than the Veigar, but possibly more than the Vel'Koz. Hopefully they didn't make a mistake there. Well, hopefully it works out for him.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. We do have Option 12 doing what I'd say might seem like a strange team at first glance, but certainly has some potential. Lacking reliable durability, that's for sure. Might end up being in trouble if this Nocturne does manage to get fed.
So, what do you want to see out of both teams this game? Where do you think the pressure is going to be more important for each team to try to force?
Well, I think we saw in Game 1 that Alonzi and Hohenheim like being aggressive. They like applying pressure against lanes where they may not have the greatest advantage in the world. Because once again, they're up against a team that has longer range than them. But I'm expecting to see some bombs come down. I'm expecting to see Jinx's zaps to try to create a zone that may not be there. Top lane, I think that Envy might get pushed back a little bit because he is playing against someone who knows Sion so well. Mid lane, I'm not entirely sure. We'll see. I would hope, I'd expect, I should say not hope, I expect that Nocturne is not going to show her face until she hits 6. I think that Lizabear is just going to hang out, unless there's like just a lane that is asking to get ganked, like Gnar hanging out at 2 hit points or something like that. But then, of course, on the other side of it, Karthus. I'm not sure when Karthus is going to show up, if ever. I would like to maybe see him. He could show up in mid lane. Malzahar alt Karthus just drop bombs on the Nico or Malzahar. No, I'm thinking of the wrong teams. Blah, blah, blah. Sorry about that. Any sort of lockdown that could happen, like Lux Prison and then Karthus bombard it. Gnar alt, Karthus bombarded. Karthus needs to take advantage of the fact that there are going to be ultimates that he can play into, um, that he can work with before he hits 6 himself.
It's really going to be interesting to see how well each team, again, can layer their CC, because you've got Lux Snare, you've got Caitlyn Traps, you've got Nico's got bindings on her ult and just her root ability, and then Gnar ult and Gnar's W when he's in Mega. So it's going to be really interesting how well they can combo some of that, and that could be just absolutely disgusting to play against. That being said, Cyan ult and Q with Malzahar ult and Jinx traps and zillions bombs. A lot of potential for just disgusting CC layering on both teams. So
Yeah,
if
absolutely.
we actually get to team fights, I think the edge goes to probably option 12 here, just because they have more damage threats,
I'd say
and
they.
they're less restricted on like their damage potential.
Yeah, I was gonna say that option 12 has more option threats earlier, or more damage threats earlier. But we'll see. We'll see where it goes. Meow losing out on that ban may end up hurting them, but I don't think they would have banned Karthus jungle if they had the option to. So we'll see how it ends up going into the skins here. No Caitlyn skin is, well, does have the name Caitlyn Rebel, which is interesting.
It's a chroma then.
No Zillion
Not
skin then.
not happy about the fact that it's just a chroma, but
Yeah, I don't know. I feel kind of just blah about both of these. I mean, I guess Malzahar and Nocturne are kind of doing a hood thing.
I do really like the Nocturne skin. And the Karthus skin after the redraw is also pretty nice. So I don't know. I'm gonna give it to Meow here because I just like the Nocturne skin enough, and
Sure,
Lumberjack Cyan is clearly underrated by you.
clearly. I mean, I'll give it to Meow also. That's two skin wins for them today. Once again, we have a red king. Very important to note. And we will see how the game goes as we will get underway once observer mode decides to start working. There we go. Gnar very happy. Nico also very happy. Everyone is very happy. Except up in the red team, no one's laughing up there. LNZ appears to be AFK. But a little bit of aggression coming here from Prowler right into Hohenheim. Hohenheim does manage to land a bomb. Gregosaurus is here too.
Prowler's gonna have to recall and then go straight back to his camp.
Definitely. Everyone buys items this time, so that's good. Very important. Great Beard of Odin's still laughing, so we'll ignore him. Yeah, both went back actually. You have Hohenheim go back and topped off, and obviously Prowler needs every hit point he can get doing Trickle Karthus. So both sides going for blue to start.
Gonna be interesting to see if Eliza Bear can possibly counter jungle and kind of try to keep the Karthus under control. Because if that Karthus does get ahead, the ults can be very scary to deal with.
It looks like Envy's willing to try to disrupt this. Probably won't be able to just because Smite is a thing, but... well, lost vision on there. Oh, Prowler last hits it, actually. Envy might actually go down. Very risky play here. Does have to use Flash, so loses the Flash, doesn't get anything out of it.
Great Peter Odin not willing to flash to secure the kill, but does, yeah, at least get Envy's Flash out of it, so that's really good.
And Jeff is currently pretending to be Caitlyn in the mid lane. Meanwhile, down here in the bot lane, we have Pink Caitlyn, who is rather high up on CS this early on versus Alon Z. Ashaway showing her stuff with a lot of well-thrown spells early here. Also, why is everyone using Pajama Lux? Is that just the newest skin for?
Oh. No, actually, it's not.
Will
She just got. Didn't she just get the Battle Academy one?
Where's the Karthus ult? Where's the Karthus ult?
He's not that high yet. He's not that high yet. He's busy fighting red buff. Give him a break.
Level 3 Karthus doesn't pick his ults. I mean, what is this? Ooh, Hohenheim almost caught by some traps, had to flash.
Yeah, if only he picked a good champion like Udyr, he'd have his ult by now.
Exactly. Yeah, we did have Elizabeth up in that top lane momentarily, announcing her presence. Hohenheim still very weak, but holding the line until Jinx gets back. Jinx wasn't able to buy anything, just had to run home to heal.
Great Peter Odin almost gets a kill onto Envy while Elizabeth tries to apply some pressure up there, help the guy out.
Yeah, I mean, the pressure of presence doesn't really affect too much right now. Nocturne obviously would be a very scary threat later, but I mean, especially since she hasn't even gone back yet, it's not going to equate to too much for the moment. But we'll see what happens. Oh, we do have Gregosaurus getting beaten up on a little bit there by Brandana using some...
A lot of return damage from those Voidlings, though, and the minions.
Absolutely. Oh, but this is going to be...
coming in bot lane, and this is going to be first blood over to Jeff.
Yep. Ran into a trap. Got a little overexcited there trying to shut down Ashaway. Once again, Elizabeth is coming up. Losing a lot of farming time here. Just trying to help out Envy.
Spotted on a ward, and it's just not going to work out because Nar should have the jump, and there it is. Just hops on away.
Yeah, I mean, the jump, the flash. Ooh, good little knock up and play there, though.
So many tools available just to stay safe, and looking at the differential and just in the jungle items, the Karth is already backed and is on his way to Runic Echoes and is up 14 CS, which I think equates to about 3 camps.
Yeah, it's about 320 gold currently. Oh, missed that kill up in the top lane. Sorry about that, folks. Missed the kill in the mid lane as well. Too busy looking at gold numbers. Speaking of gold numbers,
just floating across the mid lane looking for something to kill.
That CS lead in the bot lane is crazy right now.
Absolutely. The pressure they've been able to apply onto... Oh, TP back in.
Yeah, Envy stuck around a little too long. Greybeard bouncing over his head. One more hit. Where's the flash? Just flash for it, Odin. Ugh.
Very well played from Envy to at least get the trade kill there. Juggling all the aggro of the minions so he's able to get the damage. Almost actually got away with it, too.
That was a very interesting
It wasn't a pesky ward.
Yeah, that was a very interesting turnaround there. That could have gone very well. Ooh, Jeff in a little bit of trouble here. Getting some mines placed behind him. Slowed down as well, but there's no damage follow-up as of yet. Looks as though he will be able to get away scot-free. Ashaway has returned.
What we wanted to see from the bot lane of Sick Nasty Throws, kind of like apply pressure onto the bot lane of Meow. Easier said than done, and probably a little bit easier to do against the potentially less intimidating Zilean. Because obviously he
Also,
doesn't have the event horizon to
right.
just pop a big old stun wall.
Yeah, the lack of stuns to zone out is certainly hurting this bot lane compared to last game. They're also somewhat aided by the fact that Caitlyn has, the longest range, so naturally is dealing more harassing damage compared to someone like Varus, who is really only doing it with their Q. Oop, stun there on Ashway.
I guess the bigger thing about that is the Varus did go on hit, so there was less poke threat. But the Q damage still does a significant chunk and should have been used a little bit better probably to kind of pressure the lane.
Prowler was trying to lurk in the bush there, but no one was falling for it, so he decided to go back. Gnar and Sion dancing up in the top lane here. Gnar...
Looking at the junglers again, Prowler being very efficient about his clear. He's already at level 6. Eliza Bear just hit level 5. And here comes the ult. Is that going to get...
No, this is...
No.
It's probably going to be one
He's
kill.
going to at least pick up an assist in the top lane.
Nope, not even that.
Kill. Great Beard Odin could go back in on this.
Thinking about it. Here he goes. Good flash from
Goes
Liza
for
Bear.
it.
Ooh. I was waiting for the rock myself, but it didn't come. Very close, though. Ashway very low as well. Once again, Karthus on the wrong team. A lot of very low options here that haven't quite panned out yet for that Karthus, because he's on the wrong team. And this bot lane is once again just pushing incredibly aggressively. 45 CS difference. But CS differences are abounding all over this, except for in the mid lane, where Malzahar is
Mid lane
slightly...
is very neutral. The Nico is ever so slightly ahead, and that's just from the kill. Actually behind in gold because of this CS differential, but
Yeah, it's hard when early game when Malz is just bouncing that his damage over time everywhere. All right.
Malzahar is a very fun and interactive champion to lane against.
He certainly is. All right, so the first dragon is a Cloud Drake. They don't really have... I mean, Nocturne can take dragon pretty early, but Lizabear has been too busy trying to help out in any lane that she can. So, hasn't been going too great for her this game. And Allensy and Hohenheim are trying to catch up in the CS here. But I don't think that our Kings mind, or our Kings have anything on their mind other than getting up in CS. We do see Hohenheim go a little too far forward there. He does have his ult though, so possibly going too far forward will work in his favor.
Prowler showing kind of just how well he knows this Karthus jungle. Doing a very scary clear of Krugs, but manages to do it just fine. Level 8 to the Nocturne about halfway to level 7. Looking for something bot lane. He is almost available for the Karthus, though.
Yeah, not a bad idea to try to do something bot lane. You do have the ult from Hohenheim to protect you, and there is no ward.
Ashaway is already a little low. Gets caught going aggressive, but...
Didn't dive in with that ult, just used it.
Does manage to go down to the combination of the Q and Karthus ult.
Oh, Ashway tries to...
is going to land right on him, and down he goes. And
Wow.
That's gonna be just 3 kills in the bot lane. This Caitlyn Lux is going to be disgusting to try to deal with.
Yeah, that was an incredibly disgusting time. And actually, almost makes the Zilean ult look like a detriment rather than a positive. Because you just set a Caitlyn trap where they're going to appear, and that's the end of that.
Yeah, it always kind of sucks to be in that situation. It's the same thing with like a stopwatch or Zhonya's. You just throw a trap right where they are gonna be, and you get a free headshot on them.
Prowler doesn't even bother auto-attacking. Oh. Top lane kill. Probably based on... Yeah, I mean, that tells itself. We saw that Great Beard of Odin was, or Envy of Serpent rather, was trying to go back. So Great Beard of Odin just happened to hit Meganar and threw a rock at him.
Honestly, with how slow Karthus attacks, I don't blame him for not auto-attacking with Karthus.
I wonder if that fight would have gone any differently if Nocturne had actually used her ult.
Probably not much, because we did see the Lux use the flash defensively after you would have assumed the ult would have probably landed. And if she did go in with it, she would have probably got picked off first anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Even though Nocturne did die first already. Really good lane swap from option 12 here to force more plating out, since they already got the bottom tower, and that's kind of how Caitlyn works. Shoot a tower and take a tour around the world, shoot another tower, and it's gone.
Well, as long as she's getting out and seeing the sights, that's what's important. So we'll see if Envy is able to weather this storm or not. Looks as though Alonzi and Hohenheim are getting a few turret plates of their own due to this swap. Here comes Great Beard of Odin, though. Unfortunately for him, not within ult range. Might have been able to do something to Alonzi if he was. We do have Gregosaurus coming up here.
Karthus ult is available again if anyone gets low again, so...
Oh, catches Great Beard of Odin there.
Something very important to kind of try to track if you are on the side of Meow. It's better to just always fear it, since it's so hard to track.
And we have the Karthus coming around on the back side here. Let's see what they can get done. Flashes for it, throws up the wall. LNZ flashes also. There is the Zilean ult, and it is going to save her life essentially, just because probably didn't want to waste the resources, but Hohenheim has got to go down here. Meanwhile, fight in the mid lane.
Ult whipped by the Gnar, but Zilean ends up just waltzing right into the tower just to force the kill onto someone else.
Envy sacrifices Prison. Amazingly well done there. These Jeff and Ashway are stacking their snares so effectively.
Yeah, and the Karthus ult there just to secure the damage to force the kill. It was very well done by the side of option 12, and they're going to be able to get this tower. Unfortunately, they don't get the last plating, but I think they'll take the kills across the board and the tower.
Yeah, this is a very painful game for our kings right now. Down by 8,000 gold, almost.
This is almost kind of what I was expecting to see out of option 12. Just seeing kind of a lot of their staple players from past LCUS matches in splits, and this is just showing their decisiveness, their discipline, and their just mechanical prowess.
Absolutely, yeah, they have a good team comp with, like you said, the traps and the plan in mind. I mean, this Karthus just strolling through the jungle like he was born there.
Not to mention just how comfortable a lot of these players probably are on these picks. Don't get me wrong, Meow is probably very comfortable on their picks as well, but option 12 is just doing a very good job of showing it.
Really painful ult there.
Right in turret range, and that just hurts to see.
Yeah, that's the worst.
You just feel for the Malzahar there.
Unless you have no feelings for Malzahar as a character, but you know, I'm sure no one watching now is
not everybody's that cold.
Right. I'm sure not everyone watching hates Malzahar as much as other people do. Alright, so we have a Cloud Drake that has just spawned, second Cloud Drake of the game. Looks as though option 12, very secure in their 10k gold lead. We'll just straight up take this.
Lux secures it with an auto attack, I believe.
And they're just moving as a unit, which is very good here.
And it looks like they're moving straight to Rift Herald, which would be a very good pickup for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just thinking about how some nice AoE damage could help out Meow quite a bit here, but they don't have too much in the way of that. A lot of it is very single target.
Yeah, until Jinx gets her Runans, they have almost no AoE.
So that's definitely going to hurt them. I mean, there are a lot of squishy characters over here on option 12 side, but unless you have AoE damage, you can't really take advantage of that. Looks as though Envy and LNZ are going to fall back wisely. Ooh. Ward almost lets Ashaway predict that. Bomb does land on Ashaway, who tries to shield herself, but dodges the wrong way there. Alright, so Malzahar is getting bullied up top there by Great Beard of Odin. Karthus is still in the jungle, and we have everyone else from Meow here in the mid lane. Will they be able to make anything happen, though? I mean, this feels pretty bad. 10k gold deficit. Very hard to come back from. Oh, and Lizabear is caught. The invincibility is landed.
Oof.
Gets trapped and just taken out immediately.
Luxalt just firing down, hitting both targets as soon as the Nocturne gets back up. Almost taking down the Zillion, not quite though.
Yeah, Zillion also lucky to survive that Karthus ult, whereas the Nocturne managed to avoid it.
Greg's looking to at least trade back this tower top lane, and at least it gets them something for this mid lane tower that they're going to lose. They might even lose the inhibitor here.
I don't know about if they lose the inhibitor, they might just lose the game. They're going to have all 5 people here at this
There's
fight.
definitely going to be a lot of pressure on at least the tower.
Oh, for sure. The tower is going to go down, no question. But I think they can hold the inhibitor. Because if they can't, then they're just going to die. Here comes the Scion, not at full health. Does manage to run head-on into Ashaway and take her out. That's a good way to start. Let's see if they're able to do anything else.
Get taken down. Brandana able to waddle away.
Yeah, this is they're forced back here, I think. Though Great Beard
Even if they're not forced, I think they do just reset and maybe even just walk to bot lane and try to get some damage off on that tower. Otherwise, just regroup and set up for another push in one of the side waves.
Yeah, nice heads-up play there by Envy, creating some disruption, taking out Ashaway, who, of course, with her laser is dealing so much damage.
Looks like Jeff is at least going to set the wave to crash into the tower. Prowler's waiting for the next wave to do the same thing.
Yeah, Prowler just doing Karthus things. Taking some chip damage from those minions, though.
He's actually just doing Singe things.
Well, yes. Currently he's doing Singe things. But he's doing it much worse than Singed would. Scion doesn't have his hype train. Might be able to get this, though. Kick it! Kick it, you fool! Prowler loses his nerve. Kick misses, unfortunately. So close.
Oh no, Nar's here.
Yeah, Nar's here. Envy's in a lot of trouble. He doesn't have any help. Does have teleport available, but...
Not sure if Prowler's staying to bait him or...
Alright.
And away the Scion goes once again
Oh,
on a tour of the world.
But the Freeze Ghost does hit both Lizabear and Envy, and they are going to get sandwiched between all the other members of the team. Lizabear ults. Looks like she was trying to jump away here. Does give Scion a chance to get out, though. Flashes
I
for
think
it.
might have been trying to use the execute damage onto Prowler, but steps a little too close and gets ulted before the damage can go through.
Oh. Sacrifice is in vain. Envy is going to go down here. Stuck around a little too much. Option 12, making it look easy.
Greg just kind of sitting here looking to secure their own team's red buff. Not quite going to be able to do it.
Yep, Brandana gets it instead. Oh. Hohenheim just deleted.
Karthus deleted in the mid lane, but it was just a ruse because he's just there to do the damage anyways.
Indeed. Lizabear trying to 1v1 here. Jinx also trying to help, but Jinx just does not have the damage and gets flashed upon. Actually, she flashed herself, didn't she? Great Beard of Odin doing 360 no scopes.
This is going to be the inhib. For sure bot tower, and possibly another inhibitor tower, if not another inhibitor.
I don't know if they'll be able to get that turret. Everyone's back
Respawn
here.
timer's a little close, but the Scion is going to go down, so that might
Ooh.
buy them a little more time. So is the Gnar, though.
Yeah, good double stun there by Hohenheim, managing to stack those bombs, get that stun, and that was a lot of shutdown gold. It looked like it was 1,000.
That's just going to force option 12 to just straight up reset.
Absolutely.
They could look for either Dragon or Baron here. They do have even numbers, but they are significantly ahead, so...
Yeah, there's a third Cloud
There's
Drake
two
here.
Karthuses floating towards Cloud Drake, so...
Well, hopefully one of them has smite. Oh, Rocket tried, didn't quite have...
One of them has been revealed as an imposter.
Imposter. Going for blue
Copy
buff,
pasta.
but it's not there. Zillion comes through, getting rid of the control wards.
That's triple Cloud Drake. They are just moving so fast.
Yeah, that's going to be a big problem. Should our Kings manage to get any sort of foothold back onto this map, option 12 going a million miles an hour will have some say in that.
So, what's Meow's win condition here? How do they make their way back into? Because right now, all of their kills, except for one, are on the Scion.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, I think what they have to do is they need to have option 12 be pushing forward. They need to basically play defensively, have option 12 do a push down mid lane, and then counter-initiate, I guess. All of the fights that they've managed to get any sort of foothold in was Scion charging in and disrupting them.
Interestingly enough, the Malzahar does have about a 1,200 gold lead over the Nico, and that's through the
Alright,
60 CS
here we go.
lead itself.
Oh, they managed to steal the Baron. This might help, but on the other hand, they're just going to get destroyed. They do manage to save Queen Elizabeth, who takes out the Karthus. Gregosaurus is still alive, but here comes that ult that I talk about so much. And that's going to be a cleanup. Here comes the snipe on Hohenheim, and only Alonzi gets
Hohenheim
away.
doesn't run up, so the Envy is not able to block it. Very unfortunate. They steal the Baron, but at what cost?
See, guys, this is why I say Karthus ult, because you can have a fight that's possibly not going your way, and then you just Karthus ult, and you're fine. You're fine. And so, blue team wins again. Challenger wins again. Dethroned king.
See, this just further accentuates the fact that the statistic that blue side is OP.
Well, option 12 would probably argue that they're just OP. Game 2.
Blue side buff aside, that was a very well played game, very well executed, excellent decision making by the side of option 12, and with how they performed, there, aside from maybe cutting out a few errors, there wasn't much Meow could really do once option 12 started getting the ball rolling.
Yeah, that ball, they really just got that momentum and ran with it. Looking at the damage, very surprised actually that Gnar had as much damage as he had there.
They're slapping on Scion the whole game. Just think about how big Scion's health pool is.
For sure.
You get to inflate your stats by hitting the tanky target.
But we
That
have...
being said, he also had how many kills on the Scion? 9 and 3 versus 4 and 8. How many of those were on the Scion? That's very well played by Great Beard Odin on the Gnar there.
Yeah, Great Beard Odin did a great job there. Everyone in option 12 did, and I believe we're going into the final game in just a few moments. See if Propane, I'm assuming it will be Propane, can usurp the throne from option 12 again. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back to find out.